So in this session, I'm going to discuss data types in Python. So what are the data types in Python? Actually, data type means what actually? Data type means what? Data type is used to represent, data type is used to represent which type of data should store, which type of data should stored into variable. This will be decided by data type. Data type is used to represent which type of data should store into variables are. This is what data type. So data type is used to represent which type of data should stored in the variable that will be decided by data type. So Python is having lot of data types, but actually in Python as a programmer we need not to define any data type, because I said that many times Python is a dynamically typed programming language. So it's not statically typed programming language. So that's what we don't define any data type like int a equals to something 10 or something like this. It's not possible in Python. In Python only we can give like this, a equals to 10. That's all. So but 10 value, based on this 10 value, we can data type will be decided internally. So 10 value purpose, Python will decide integer. Okay, based on the value, data type will be decided. So data type is used to represent which type of data should stored into variable for that data type. But in Python, as a programmer, we will not give any data types, because Python is dynamically typed programming language. That's the reason we will not give any data type explicitly. So implicitly, data type will be decided based on your value, provided value. But it doesn't mean that Python do not support data types. Yes, Python supports lots of data types. So what are the data types will be there in Python? We'll discuss one by one. So first data type is none, and second one is numeric. So numeric classified into few parts like int and float and bool and complex. These are the things. And other data types also there, lots of important data types, that is called sequence data types, we can say. Sequence sequence data types. These are all completely sequence data types, which I'm going to list out here. So next, what is sequence data type? First sequence data type, which is most important in reality, that is string. Next one is list. Next one is list. Next one is tuple. Next one is what we can say set. Next one is dictionary. Next one is range. Next bytes. Byte array, then frozen set. These are the data types are present in Python. Frozen set, we can say that. So numeric, numeric. Numeric types are int, float, bool, complex, and sequence data types are string, list, tuple, set, dictionary, range, and byte array, frozen set. Okay. So string, list, tuple, set, dictionary, range, byte array, frozen set. These are the sequence data types. Whatever these are all sequence data types are. And but basic data types are these are none, numeric, that is int, float, bool, complex. We'll start with none now. So before going to start, you know that compulsory one editor is required. That is our PyCharm editor. Already we created what we can say project also in the PyCharm editor. Let's open PyCharm editor. Existing project I want to open previously, which was created. In that we will start practice now. Now let me open existing project. So if you want to open existing project, you know very well that how to do that. So handle with PyCharm editor, file menu, open option. and go to the location exactly where you want to now you can see this Python online at 7 a.m. I took this one. Now I created. Let's open this window. So previously, which was written already, it is showing right now. So previously we created like this only. Now let's practice this one. So I want to show with none data type. So why we use none and where exactly we use none? So none means what, you know, sir? If the variable is don't have anything, that is say none. If the variable is don't have anything, so that we can call it as none. For example, a is there, but in this variable a, I don't want to store anything. So I don't want to store anything means here this is 10. So right now 10 is having 10 is going to store in the a. So a is having 10 value, but this is not meaning of none. So I want to give none here. None is a keyword. So print a. Then now you can see this. Let's run this. If you want to run this, then you can go to run menu and run test. Your output will be available in the bottom corner of the window called none. None is available here. Yes or no? So if the variable is don't have anything, that we have to decide none. None. So if the variable is don't have anything, is this right way to decide like a? No, it is undefined. It's undefined. So it's not possible. Name error is coming. It's not defined. So if we don't want to store anything in the variable, then we can say none actually. So it's very similar to other languages like null. People will use null, no? Null data type, NULL. But same like here, none data type is there, NONE, none. So this is basic data type which we use in Python. If the variable is don't have anything, then we can use none. But if you want to know the data type of the variable, then we can use a function called type, built-in function. So which is going to be used type here. Type is a built-in function which is used to get none types are here. None type. Nothing is there in the variable initially. So this is none type. This is none type. It's okay. Now, if I am saying like 10 value, so what is this type, sir? It's not a none because it's having value. So a is hold a value, and in Python, every variable can hold the value. So a variable is also called as identifier. In the last session, identifier rules and regulations we discussed already. So now let's run this one. So it is type is int type now because 10 is an integer. Now, for example, 10.8 and two. So this type is what, sir? Float type, float type, float type, 10.8 float type. So this is 10.8 float type, float is decided. So my requirement is I want to convert this float into integer type. So how I can convert them? So converting from float to int and also converting from int to float. We can do that both. So how we can do that? So like this b equals to, but my exact value is 10.8, that is float. So I would like to convert them into integer format. Then b equals to int of a, then just print b, then whether it was converted or not, if you want to know that, then type of b, that's all. So once we just type of b and you can just type run this. Now you can see 10.8 is a float, but we converted them into integer format. Then 10, it is integer again. It is integer again. So this is the way to convert from float to int. But can we do that int to float? Yes. Suppose 10 is an integer, but I would like to convert them into float. So b equals to float of a. So type of b and print b. So run test. Now you can see 10 value, that is integer, but previously now it is converted into float. So 10.0, this is the float value. It's very simple, float value. So what we can say, a value 10, print a, then print a type of a, and b equals to float of a, and print b, print a type of b. Sir, one more important thing, shall I take here a only? Is it possible to convert them into a to a? Yes, it's possible for sure. Observe carefully, all are a's only. My variable name is same, all are a's, but it will. In other language, it won't work out. So name already exists will be there in other language, but in Python, not at all. Because once 10 value assigned to a, once we print here type of a, that's gone. This variable don't hold any value more later, but this value is going to be converted to float, again shift into other variable. This a is not same as this a according to Python. So now let's run this, happily it will work out. Sure, 10 and 10.0. So this is the way to convert from into to float. This is very common and fundamental way. Into float values, we use common data type values in Python for sure. Into float values. But sir, values I am giving inside the program, it's okay. Okay, integer or float values. But can we give outside, running time? Can we ask something runtime at user point of view? So user wants to give some values. So can we expect values from the user? Yes, we can expect values from the user. So I'm saying once print is just for output. Print is a built-in function which is for exclusively for output purpose, display output. Type is a built-in function which is used to get data type of the variable. Actually, in Python, data type will not allow programmer side data types will not allow. So we need not to define any data type. But as a programmer curiosity, if he wants to know the data type of the variable, then he can use type function. But what happens that whenever I'm trying to give int a equals to 10, is it possible? No, it won't allow. So you'll get syntax error. You can see this. The error is coming syntax error, invalid syntax according to Python, because it's a dynamically typed. You need not to define any data type. So only just assign the value. Data type will take care internally. Okay. So this is. So let's run this. Something has happened. Just wait. Yes, it is going to become 10. So this is what accepting values in the compilation time only. But let's go with the runtime acceptance. So how to accept runtime values? This is very important. So if you want to accept values from user side, let's try to do that. Suppose I'm trying to print. Generally, print statement is asking something. Just ask something. Enter your name, for example. Enter your name. So my variable is name only. Name only. I'm trying to print just your name is comma name. So this is not the way to ask at running time. Just I said that print is for what purpose? Just for output purpose. Print is a function which is for output. So you're asking enter your name. So here it is going to print. So now you can see this name. You are printing again your name is name. What was there in the name variable? Nothing is there. Why? Because you are not enter any values. Even it is not allow me to enter something here. Even it is not allow me to enter something here. So that's what here. This is not the way to use print statement. We use print statement just for printing purpose. It's printed. Enter your name. But is it allow me to enter something at runtime? No. So finally here your name is your name is name. What is there in the name variable? Nothing is there. That's what it's showing. What's up? None. Just now we talk about none data type. None means nothing is there in the variable. So that's what it's showing none. So this is not the way to ask enter a value. So for input purpose in Python, there is a function called built-in function, input function. Input function is used for accepting input values at runtime, and print function is just for output, I said. So here input is there, input function is used to accept input values at runtime. So let's run this. Now you can say run test. Automatically it is asking enter your name. So I'm just entering the name called Mohan, and now you can see this. My input is Mohan. I'm press entering. So your name is Mohan, and so it's going to be read, because whatever we are using input function, that's going to be read the characters from the user, and it will be stored in the name. So your name is so and so Mohan. This is the way to accept values at runtime. Sure. So input function is a built-in function which is used to accept values at runtime. Print function is a built-in function which is for output purpose, not for input purpose. And type is a built-in function to get data type of the variable. These are the built-in functions are there, default functions, which is available automatically in Python. Sir, you are asking a name. So what is the type of name? Can you show me? Yes, type of name. I want to know the data type of the name. So let's going to be enter the name. Suppose Durga is my name, and now you can see Durga. And what types are it is? String, str, string type. Okay. So the values are going to accept string type only here because my name is string format. It's going to accept the values. Sir, can we accept the numbers at runtime? Yes, we can accept. So in test one program, I'm going to show you. So how to add two numbers? It's very easy, simple program. Then print sum is, then a plus b. I want to do, sir. It's not a big deal because values already given inside the program. Just two values, 10 plus 20. Then print a plus b sum is 30 values coming. It's very simple. But same thing, can we enter at runtime, sir, values? Yes. How I can enter now? Input. So I am just asking first number, enter first number. Then here also I'm using input. So enter second number, enter second number. Suppose just I'm showing. So if I'm asking values at runtime, it's asking values at runtime. Then if I'm going to enter any number like 10 and 20, the result is you can notice the 10, 20. It's not adding. It's not arithmetic addition. Previously, a equal to 10, b equal to 10 already we decided inside the program. So a plus b, 10 plus 20, 30, happily it's going to be add. But now this time you can see 10 first number and second number 20, then sum is 10, 20. 10, 20 means what? It's string format. So that is what I want to make you understand here very clear. So in Python, any value, if we enter at running time means at runtime input values to the program. By default, that will be treated as what's our string. So, but here also 10 is going to treat it as a string. 20 is treated as a string. That's what we are getting like 10, 20. Two strings are adding, not two integers, not two strings are adding here. Two integers, not. So, so how do you know, sir, whether it is string or not? Just type, get it the type of the variable. So as it is, you know that type A, you can able to find out here also. Let's try to do that. So print type of type of B. You will come to know that whether it is string or not. So easily we can able to check out. So I'm entering 10, but I'm going to enter integer numbers, but it's going to be treated as what's are here string. Sure, you can see this string. But second number I'm entering 20, but it is going to be had what's a string. Two strings are adding here, not two integers, but you have to convert them. Yes, we have to convert them into integer format. So how to convert them, sir? If you want to convert them, then x equals to int of a. Then after successful conversion, again you want to know that whether it was converted or not, type of x. Here also y equals to int of b, and after that if you want to know the type of b, type of y, sorry, type of y. So I am accepting value at runtime a value. First I am just finding type of a, it is string, but I want to convert them into integer value. So after conversion integer a value, then it will be stored in x. But whether it is converted or not, I want to show you then type of x. Now it is integer, x value integer, not a value. Now similarly b value, enter second number, type of b, that is string, and its string value is converted into integer form. Then I'm storing into y is now integer type of y is integer, and at last some value is what's our a plus b. So now let's run this. You will able to show that a plus b, not sorry, a plus b still it is string, but you have to do x plus y. So then it is possible to add two numbers. So run this and run test. Let's stop debugging. Yes, enter first number. Initially I'm entering 10, it's actually string, but later it converted into integer format. So integer form right now. 20, even it is also string, but later we converted integer format, then 10 plus 20, 30. So this is the way to accept values at runtime. Be careful while accepting values at runtime. No matter if you accept string value, it's good, because previously we have accepted string values, but we are not converting. Why? Because you are entering string, but your Python also will be treated as string runtime values. No need to convert here name purpose. But here compulsory how to convert, because you are entering numbers, but it is treating as string. But if you want to convert that integer format, you have to convert it and store in other variable or same variable, no matter it is. So this is lengthy program, no, just adding two numbers, this much of length is required, not required. Yes, for your purpose, I'm writing this program clearly what is happening step by step. But you need not to write this much of lengthy code. You just cut it maximum code. You can see this. I want to cut it this. A equals to int of input of enter first number. This is very simple line. That's enough. No need to take multiple lines. So we are asking first number. User will enter first number like 10, for example. 10 is the input value. And now after that input value that is string, then immediately it will convert them into integer format and stored into A directly. So it's very simple format. B equals to int of input of here enter second number, enter second number. So like this. Then print A plus B. That's all. Print A plus B. So let's run this. Run test one. So I'm entering first number and second number 10 plus 20, 30 is coming happily. So this is what very simple handling code. So int of input of. Sir, what happen if I give a runtime values here, float values I'm giving, sir. Like float values I want to add. Obviously you'll get error because you are not converted into float. You just make it as integer. But now how I can handle, sir? So better to use here float, and here also you can use float. Float. Now this time you can see this, even if you enter integer numbers, it's okay, and float numbers also, it's okay like this, 34.5, it's coming happily. This is the way to accept values at runtime. To accept values at runtime in Python, there is a built-in function called input function, and print function is just for output. Type function is for data type of the variables. So accepting values at runtime is this one, int, float, all those things. These are very, very, very basic data types in Python. That is integer and float. Now coming to the bool. Bool means either it is written true or false. It's also important for conditional check. So generally this bool data type can be used for conditional checking. So if your condition is true, then it return true. Otherwise it return false. So that is bool, we can say that. Bool data type will be written either true or false based on your condition. So for example, A value 4, B value 5, C equals to A less than B, then print C. Then if you want to know the type of C, then you can use type of C happily. So now you can see type of C is what type? Bool type for sure. You can see bool type. Why it is bool type? So the condition is what? A less than B. So 4 less than 5, it's true. So print C value true, and type of C value is what? Boolean. Even whatever the condition. Now you can see A greater than B, then I'm saying, so it's what type actually here? False. Again, it is bool type only. And most important thing is in Python, in integer format, true means we can say 1. An integer format, false means that is 0, we can say that. True representation is 1, that is true. False representation is 0, that is false. Let's go with the integer format I'm saying. So type of C, this is what we can say bool type. But I want to do that integer form. Then int of C, int of C. Our condition is A greater than B. 4 greater than 5, it's a false. False means what is print C is what's actually false only. That is, I am convert them into what? Integer format. False will be converted into form means 0. Let's make my condition is true only. Now true, then it is integer form in the sense what it is? 1. It is 1. So int of C, that is 1 only, it's coming. So or else don't need to write lengthy code. So A value, B value or something, whatever it is, you need not to write like this. So directly we can apply the values also, no matter it is. Print 4 less than 2. Print 4 less than 2. 4 less than 2. Is it true? No, false. But if you want to ask them to convert into integer format, then int of 4 less than 2. It's false means what, sir? It is 0 for sure. 0 is there. So like this. Suppose 4 greater than 2. Then here, what's our true? That is 1. Or else we can go with like this. True value print integer type and int of I'm taking here false value. Now this time you can see this false value 1 and 0. True means 1, false means 0 in integer format, because sometimes in our expressions we can use zeros and ones also for making what we can say integer format for Boolean operator. So bool means based on condition either written true or it is written false. This is a bool data type. It's also very simple data type in Python numeric. And now complex. Complex is the combination of real part and imaginary part values. So like this, a value or a value 2 and b value 4, c equals to. I want to generate complex of a comma b, complex data type I want to generate, then c, and print type of c. This is very rarely used data types in mathematical operations, so it's not fundamental data type. So now you can see 2 plus 4j, 2 plus 4j. Because in the other mathematically, the formula of that is what real and imaginary part is a plus bi will say, but in Python j will be there. It's not I. So because of its different syntax, that is the reason only. There is no reason behind that. So 2 plus 4j is there. 2 plus 4j because 2 and 4 I'm taking values. For this values, I'm generating that into complex values. That is C. Type of C is complex data type. We can say that complex data type. And in this part, we can able to get real part and imaginary part also. C dot real we can use and print C dot imaginary part also we can get it. So, but by default, those values are float values like complex and real values, real and imaginary values we can get. And even we can able to create like this also. A equals to 2 plus 3j and b equals to 5 plus 3j, and if you want to know two complex numbers adding, then we can do directly a plus b. So two complex numbers are going to be added successfully. So this is just complex data type. We cannot use mostly in our cases applications. So most used data types in our applications bool, float, int, all those things. None also sometimes can be used because, so if you don't want to implement something, then we can say none. So apart from this basic data types, and most importantly, we have to discuss in Python in detail, like all sequence types are important. But in this session, I'm going to give the clarity what is what, just scenario I'm going to explain. But because why I'm not going to detailed in this session, strings manipulation, so many things are there, no sir. So yes, I'm not going to detail right now. It is not good for you also, because once you got an idea about control statements, yeah, that's what I can come with later. Okay, don't worry. Complex cannot be used actually. Mathematical operations purpose we can use. Okay, complex computing purpose, scientific calculation purpose, we can use that. See, most of the cases, why I'm not going to explain detail this string and all sequence data types means, the reason is, first of all, you should understand what are the conditions, conditional statements like if else, nested if, elif, and also we can use what we can say for loop, while loop, where exactly we can use. Okay, then after that iteration statements and loops concept and conditional statements, once you got an idea, then we can go through these sequence data types in detail. But right now I'm going to explain what is what are the rules and regulations will be there in sequence data types. And strictly remember, every data structure is different rules and regulations, and one data structure rules and regulations can't be applied on other data structure rules and regulations for sure. Okay, so string and list, tuple, set, dictionary, range, bytes, byte array, frozen set. These are all collection data types, and every collection is important. And one collection data type can't be used. One collection data type rules and regulations we can't apply on other collection data type exactly. So first I will start with the what we can say string data type. What is string and how to work with string? How many ways to create a string? We will discuss what we can say in this session. But later session we have a lot of string manipulations. I'll show just how many manipulations we can perform on each and every data structure in detail. Just I prepared the document. Through that document, I can go through in detail later once you got an idea about loops and all clearly. So that's what I prepared this. So these many operations we can apply on string manipulations, we can say that. String manipulations. These are all functions we can apply on string. And even we have lot of functions on list, and we have a lot of functions on tuple, and lot of functions on set, dictionary, like this. All data structure and manipulations will be there. But I can't go with now because without knowing the loops concept or statements and all control statements, we can't move that. So that's what we can see. In this session, I'm going to discuss what is what. First, we'll start with string. So string is what? First point, a string is a group of characters. String is a group of characters or sequence of characters, we can say that. Group of characters or sequence of characters generally. But in Python, even one single character also treated as a strings are. Even one single character also treated as what's a string. Why? Because there is no char data type in Python. Character data type is not available in Python. So string is a group of characters or sequence of characters. So how to create string? So in Python, string can be created by using single quotes or else double quotes or triple single quotes or triple double quotes. Anyway, either we can use single quote or double quote or triple single quote or triple double quote. Generally, this triple quote concept can be used for multi-line strings like paragraph strings. And one word or one statement string purpose, either people will go for double quote or single quote, whatever it is. Okay. So string can be created by using like this. Any format you can use. I'll tell you one example now. And most important thing is string is immutable. String is immutable, sir. Sure. But in every data structure, mostly in the collection data structures like list, tuple, set, dictionary, we have to know the two terms, important terms I'm going to list out here. Immutable one term and mutable another term. This can be applied on any data type. So some of them are immutable data types here, sequence type, and some of them are mutable data types here. So immutable means once we create, we cannot modify, we can't modify or change. Changes or modification not allow once we create, sir. Mutable means once we create, we can do modification. Changes also we can do that. So we can modify. Once we create, we can modify, sir. We can modify. That is mutable cases. So immutable means once we create, we can't modify. Mutable means once we create, we can modify. That is the meaning. You just strictly remember these two terms will be applicable for every data structure. Some of them are mutable, some of them are immutable. Immutable means, again, you should not ask what is sir. Immutable means once we create that data structure, we can't modify. Modification will not allow directly. Mutable means once we create the data structure, we can modify directly. That is called mutable nature, we can say that. Okay. So I'm saying that string is immutable. That means what? Once we create string, that can't be modified, sir. That can't be modified. Modification is not possible once we create string. But keep on, we'll do modification also later. Why? Because string manipulation means modification only. But how we can say that modification is possible? It is immutable, no? Yes. Immutable means I'm saying directly we can't modify on original string. We can modify, but after modification, we should shift that modification values into other string. Making other string is possible, not directly string. So these are the just small points about string. In later session, we'll discuss completely string manipulations once you got an idea about loops and iterative statements. So string is group of characters or sequence of characters. String can be created by using single quote or double quotes or triple single quotes, triple double quotes. Generally, multi-line string purpose, we can use triple quote pattern. String is immutable. Once we create string, that can't be modified. Now let's try to do that string manipulation, string creation. So s equals to, I'm using double quote, so Mohan, and print s, then print type of s. This is what string creation. That's all. It's very simple string. But now you can see this. I'm not going to use any character in my double quotes. But will it string, sir? Yes, it is string, empty string. But now I'm giving empty space also. It is string, sure. And now I'm giving some numbers. It is also string. So whatever we include in the double quote, even special characters, now you can see this, it is string. Whatever we include inside the double quote or single quote or triple quotes, that by default is treated as what, sir? String only, string only. Now let me create single quote string. Now here I'm going to use this one, single quote string. Is it possible? Yes, it's possible. But my requirement is, sir, in my output only, in my output only, like this, I want to display Durgas. Apostrophe S I should include in my output, Durgas. Is it possible? Yes. Now, whenever I'm trying to do that, you can see this. When I execute this, it shows error. This is not the way. So we have to use like this. Now it is it coming? Yes, it's coming. Invalid syntax. So inside the single code, one more single code is not allowed. If you want to use inside the single code, one more single code, wherever the single code is there, then we can use what's our slash, then slash. Now you can see this slash Durgas, it's coming. But it's not good practice because in your paragraph string, so 3 4 times or 5 times slash will be there, or a single code is there, apostrophe s, but we can't use slash, no. So that's what here, better to use double quote string. So inside the double quote, any number of single quotes can be allowed easily without slash, all those things. Directly we can create like this. This is string, and even we can create multi-line strings also. Now you can see this here. And is it possible one more single line string in the multi-line string? Yes, it is coming single line code. Single code also is possible here. And now we can use double quotes. Now you can see double quotes. Is it possible to work with single code inside the triple quotes? Yes, it's possible. So this is multi-line strings. Actually here, just I'm showing multi-line string purpose. We can use this triple quotes actually. So multiple lines are going to be displayed in our string. Mohans and Durgas and Hyderabad, like this it's coming. So this is about string creation only, just string creation. I'm not going to in detail, but lots of discussion is required for string manipulation. But I'm not going to in detail right now because so if you can't understand when I go to detail now. After that loop iterations, conditional statements explanation. After that, I'll come with again string manipulations. It takes 2 days time to discuss. Now coming to the point, what is list? List is list is ordered collection of elements. List is list is ordered 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 collection of elements. We can say that list is ordered collection of elements. Ordered means what the order you have given in while creating the list. Same order it's going to be maintained in the output. Order will not be changed. So list is ordered collection of elements. How to create list? List can be create. List can be create by using square bracket in Python. Square bracket. So we can easily recognize whether it is list or tuple or set by using brackets simply. So list can be created by using square bracket. Next, another thing is list. List is mutable. That means once we create list, once we create list, that can be modified. That can be modified. Once we create a list, that can be modified, sir, clearly. So list is mutable. So once we create a list, that can be modified. That can be modified. Easily we can able to modify that list. So list is ordered collection of elements. List can be created by using square bracket, and it's compulsory required square bracket. You should not skip that. List is mutable. Once we create list, that can be modified. But whereas string is immutable, we cannot modify directly on string. In list we can do modification easily. Next, list will allow different data type elements. Different data type elements. List will allow different data type elements. List will allow different data type elements. It will allow different data type elements. For sure that it's going to be allow different data type elements. Okay. List will allow different data type elements. Next, list will allow duplicates. List will allow duplicates. Duplicate values are possible. List will allow duplicates clearly. Duplicate means one value repeatedly it can be present in the list. Two times or three times or four times like this keep on present in the list. So list will allow duplicates clearly. So next, list is ordered collection of elements. It can be created by using square bracket. It's mutable. Once we create a list that can be modified, and list will allow different data type elements, and list will allow duplicate values. These are what list data structure rules and regulations. Let's try to create a list here. How we can create lists are. So lst is my list values, and now you can see 2, 3, 4, and I can go with the name and floating point representation. Different data type elements like duplicate also I'm including. But what order we maintain, same order it's going to be print, sir, for sure. Type of lst. Now let's run this. So order is same or not? Yes, same order. Whatever the order we maintain, that same order it's going to display in the output also. Order will not be changed. Order will not be changed. So 2, 3, 4. So the name is this one, Sai, and 56.7, and 2 is there. So 2 is duplicate, no? It will allow duplicate. It is different data type elements. Yes, one string is there, one integer is there, one float is there. Yes. And how we can create square bracket? It's a type is what's a list type. So all points I covered here, but I can't cover this is mutable or immutable because we have to apply some conditions on that. Okay. Yes. Now next one is tuple, sir. Tuple. Almost all tuple is same as list only. Tuple is same as list only, but I will tell you what is the difference exactly. So tuple is ordered collection of elements, sir. Ordered collection of elements, same as list. But tuple can be create by using round bracket, but brackets are optional. It is optional, not mandatory. If you are not giving brackets, by default it create tuple only, sir. Yes. If it is not it's not giving brackets, by default it's going to treat it as tuple. No brackets, tuple by default. And tuple is immutable, it's not mutable. In that way, list is different from tuple. Tuple is immutable, whereas list is mutable. Once we create tuple, that can't be modified, sir. Once we create tuple, that can't be modified, cannot be modified. And similarly, tuple will allow different data type elements, same as list only. And tuple will allow duplicate values. Tuple will allow duplicate values completely. This is complete tuple details. So tuple is ordered collection of elements, same as list. Tuple can be created by using round brackets, but brackets are optional. Even if you are not giving brackets, it's treated as a tuple only. Tuple is immutable. That means once we create a tuple, we can't modify the data in the tuple. Tuple will allow different data type elements. Any data type elements we can keep, and it will allow duplicate values also. Let's try to do that. So same thing I'm trying to do that without brackets. So without brackets, it will be treated as what's a tuple. So TPL is my element. Any name you can take T1 or T2 or something, whatever it is. No need to take TPL every time. So just tuple type. Bracket I'm not giving, but it's creating. But let's give the brackets. Brackets also optional, and if we give also, no matter it is, it will treat it as tuple only, round brackets. But if we give square bracket, it treat them as a list only. It's not a tuple. So this is about tuple data structure. Tuple data structure. But important thing is, sir, can we create a empty list, sir? Now you can see, just I'm talking about list once again. Empty list I'm trying to create. Empty list is possible. Empty list is possible to create. Print type of list. So empty list is possible. Yes, it is. Empty list is possible. Now, can we create empty tuple? Let's try to do that. Empty tuple. Tuple with no elements. Yes, happily it is possible. TPL and printed TPL. Empty tuple is possible, sir. But list with one element is possible. Yes, list with one element. Happily it's possible. Why not? List of two. Print LST. Print a type of LST. List is list with one element. But tuple with one element, you can see this. So tuple with one element creating is somewhat bit tricky. So now you can see TPL, here also TPL. But is this tuple, you think? No. So you can't create tuple with one element. If inside the normal brackets, round brackets, if we use one element, that element is what type? Actually integer type it's going to read. But how to create tuple with one element, sir? Yes. So to create a tuple with one element, to create tuple with the one element, comma, after element, we use comma symbol, sir. Whenever we use comma symbol after element, then only it is possible to create the tuple, sir. So to create tuple with one element, after element we use comma symbol, then only it is going to be treated as a tuple. Suppose here I'm giving comma symbol after. Otherwise, what it will treat? Its data type it will treat. For example, 19.2, it's a float. And name is I'm taking. It's a string. It's a string. Yes or no? So I want to make this tuple. So how I can make comma symbol is required. Once we give the comma symbol after this, then it's going to be treated as a tuple. So be careful while creating tuple with one element. So to create tuple with one element is somewhat different in Python. So if you want to create tuple with one element, after element compulsory we have to use comma symbol. Otherwise it will treat it as that original data type element only. But list we can do. There is no options for list actually. List happily it can be able to create clearly, no matter it is. So happily it can able to create here. This is what list and tuple and all those things. This is what we are doing now. So tuple and the list slight differences are there. Almost all aspects same. Only list is mutable, tuple as immutable. Modification will not allow in tuple, but modification will allow in list actually. And list will be square bracket, tuple will be round bracket. We can say that tuple will be round bracket. So this is tuple creation, and tuple with one element is somewhat different actually here. Okay. So set is completely different, sir, and dictionary also completely different, and range, bytes, byte array, frozen set, all these things we'll continue that in tomorrow's session. Okay. So meanwhile, you just all of you type in your type in chat box your mail IDs, so that I can collect that mail IDs and I can send this recording videos from the beginning onwards. Already we completely three sessions, the three recorded videos with me, and this is the fourth record. Four videos at a time you will receive through my official mail only. Okay, today afternoon you will get clearly. Yes, please wait. I'll try to take this.
Can you please send notes as well, Mohan? So is it possible?
Sure.
So will we be discussing about mutable and immutable in the future? Because here you said that tuple is immutable and the list is mutable. I mean, what are the modifications we can make and other things, like any example we can get?
Yeah, sure. Lot of examples we'll discuss how we can do modify, what methods are there. But this is not right place to discuss, because once you got an idea about control structures like if statement, if else, if nested if, and loops concept, for loop, while loop. After that concept, then I can discuss all this modification and all. Just this session is completely data type awareness. Later will come with each data type in detail.
Okay, thank you.
So see you tomorrow at same time. That will be same 7 a.m. Indian time. We'll discuss tomorrow continuation class. Okay.
So I have one doubt here.
Yeah, tell me.
Regarding input, you said it's an takes an integer
Oh,
string.
string,
Yeah,
string.
oh, sorry, string. Yeah, sorry, string. And dynamically, how we is there any way to know which type of we are getting the input? Because it always string might be, it can be integer in a string or float. How we can convert before converting? How we can check that it's what type?
You can use type function. I said that
Then
every
the type it will be always string, right? So inside we, a value can be in integer, value can be in float.
see that's what I'm saying. Any value if you say that is in runtime, whatever we give that completely string format only by default. According to your convenience, you can convert that into tuple structure or list structure or float structure. No matter it is. Conversion is important. By default, it is them as a string, but you can decide convert how you want.
That's what. I'm assuming that I will get an integer from input, but somehow user might enter float, and I am using int as a converting into it. Then it will have exception, right? That it's a float and we are converting.
That's
So
case.
do I?
That's case. We can place that code into exception handling through. We can handle in real time. Directly hard code we cannot write. So whatever the inputs wrong or invalid inputs, that invalid data whichever entered by the programmer, you should stop them with handling of exceptions. We should put all that code into inside the try block or inside the except block. We can put, he can handle very well. Even you can see in regular ways also, even whenever you want to join in the Facebook account and your password might be wrong, but will it accept? It will show some indication. That indication is called exception. We have exception concept in Python also. We can deal with all error handling with that.
Thank you.
And anything Miss Karthik and Vishwan and AK, Patros, Srinivas, Huso, Samus. Oh, I didn't miss that. I got. And 11 are there, but why it's coming 9? Okay, no problem. Yeah. So I'll send this all 4 videos to your mail officially. Keep safe in your drive. So see you tomorrow at same time 7 a.m. Okay. Have a nice day.
Thanks.